Clemson has a rich history of basketball dating back to the 1920s. The Tigers have won 2 national championships, in 1949 and 1950. They also have made 15 appearances in the NCAA tournament, most recently back in 2018. The Clemson Tigers had an okay year in 22-23, where they finished the year out in the NIT tournament, and they're looking to build on that going into next season.
One timeout, they don't take it. Oh, he got it! He got the buzzer! Gets it in. Booker gets it off. This one's good if it goes. Oh, dude!
Brad Brownell is going into his 14th season at Clemson. Brownell's coaching philosophy is based on the belief that winning is a byproduct of doing things the right way. He wants his team to be tough, disciplined, and unselfish. He believes that if players buy into his philosophy, they will be successful on and off the court. He has 4 pillars to his philosophy, being defensive intensity, offensive versatility, unselfish play, and character development. Brad primarily runs a motion offense, which fits his pillar of offensive versatility, in that it's characterized by constant player movement, passing, and cutting to create scoring opportunities. It emphasizes teamwork, spacing, and reading a defense to make effective plays. He wants his team to be able to score in a variety of ways. He wants them to be able to shoot the three-pointer, attack the basket, and create open shots for their teammates. He believes that team success is more important than individual success. He wants his players to be willing to pass the ball and make the extra pass, even if that means sacrificing their own scoring opportunities. Brad believes that defense is the foundation of any successful team. He wants his teams to be aggressive and disruptive on defense, forcing turnovers and creating easy scoring opportunities. Throughout Brownell's tenure, the Clemson basketball team has been known for running a variety of defensive schemes. He has often utilized a strong emphasis on man-to-man defense, but can switch it up as need be. The Tigers' associate head coach Billy Donlin returns for a second year. He coached under Brad before for the UNC Wilmington Seahawks and shares a similar coaching philosophy to him. He has a proven track record of success at both the college and professional levels. He is a demanding coach, but also a fair one. If you're looking for a coach who will help you reach your full potential, then Billy Donlin is the coach for you. They round out their coaching staff with Sean Dixon in his second year and Dick Bender in year 8. Clemson Tigers basketball roster features a mix of experienced players and promising newcomers. In the backcourt going into next season, Clemson has graduate guard 6'1" Joseph Girard III, who comes in from Syracuse. Girard has proven what he can do in the ACC, averaging 16.4 points per game and shooting better than 38% from 3 this past season. He must really love the Tigers though, because ultimately he narrowed his transfer choices down to just LSU and Clemson before choosing to continue to wear orange in ACC play for the Clemson Tigers this year. Girard is an undersized shooting guard, but he's such a good shooter that he may just overcome that limitation and develop the rest of his game to the point of being NBA ready. He's not a surefire draft pick, but his talent is obvious, and he's one to keep an eye on this season. I can see him carving out a long career overseas if he doesn't make it to the NBA after this. 6'3" redshirt sophomore Josh Beadle, who played in 33 games, making 2 starts while averaging 2.3 points per game, returns. Josh is a combo guard with speed and athleticism, who can affect the game in both the full and half court. Josh has very good basketball instincts, which allow him to make plays for himself and others. I'd expect to see him come off the bench again, but add more to his production this year as a more mature player. Senior guard 6'3" Chase Hunter returns after he averaged 13.8 points, 3 rebounds, and 4.5 assists in 30 starts last season, where he shot 41% from the floor and 35% from 3. Chase took on more of a leadership role last year, especially with his brother joining the team. He took the lessons instilled in him by the coaches and imparted them onto his brother during practice. He made a huge step forward last season, and I expect to see another good year for him. Speaking of Chase's brother, 6'3" sophomore guard Dylan Hunter appeared in 33 games, making 3 starts as a freshman. He only averaged just over 1 point, rebound, and assist per game. Dylan comes from an athletic, high-achieving family. He has excellent vision and a feel for the game, which make him an outstanding passer and facilitator. I'm expecting a career arc similar to his brother's, where he makes major improvements going into either this year or next to stand out on the court. Junior guard 6'5" Jake Heedbreer transfers in from the Air Force Academy, where he was the leading scorer last season. He brings an outside game that was only outshone by Clemson's Hunter Tyson last year. The 75 made three-pointers would have finished second on the team to Tyson's 83. Service Academy members are allowed to transfer out before the start of their junior year when they lock in their service commitment to finishing the school and their military service. He averaged 12.8 points and 3.3 rebounds per game over 2 years at Air Force. Though he'll likely take a steep hit in usage now in the ACC, he could still be in contention for a starting role at the wing if he adapts well to the ACC play. Fifth-year 6'4" graduate guard Alex Hemingway battled plantar fasciitis in his foot for most of the year, but appeared in 20 games and made 12 starts, averaging 24 minutes per contest, where he came out to 6.9 points, 1.8 rebounds, and 1.1 assists while shooting 50% from the field and 47.1 from three. He did sit out during last year's ACC tournament after undergoing an emergency appendectomy, but he does intend to continue his collegiate career with the Tiger. He's an average athlete at best, but he has a very good presence skill-wise. He's a good shooter, but he needs to improve on his defending and rebounding. If those numbers come up, I could see him being more productive on the court, especially with the minutes he was getting last season, and I expect to see him on the court quite a bit this year, but still coming off the bench. And then there's walk-on junior guard 6'1" Matt Kelly, who appeared in 6 games last season, totaling 7 minutes played. I see him as a deep bench player again this year, but maybe he'll get the chance to see the court again for a few more minutes late in games. And there's 6'4" senior guard Andrew Latif, who's listed on the team website, but I can't find any other information on him. In the front court, they are led by superstar senior 6'10" PJ Hall. He is the most talented player on the roster. He is a center who can score inside and out. He's also a very good rebounder and defender. He's a very athletic and mobile forward who might be able to play some small ball 5 in the NBA. He's also a very effective scorer who can shoot the rock from deep. His ability to stretch the floor at the NBA level could lead to a long career. Hall doesn't have the ideal height, but he has very good length and a lot of strength. He's mobile enough to be able to switch on the perimeter and can guard at the rim a bit. He has been projected as a second-round pick, but he looks to build on that this year, and if he wants to be drafted, I see him coming out and having a monster year. 6'8" graduate transfer forward Jack Clark averaged 9 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.5 assists for NC State last season. Although Clark is just a career 30% three-point shooter, he has the frame to play power forward against most opponents. I think he'll look good in Clemson's system. He's a good forward who could spread the floor and clean up in the post. I don't think he was a perfect fit in NC State's guard-friendly play style. I expect to see a good year out of him. 6'8" forward Asa Thomas. Asa is a highly skilled wing with a high basketball IQ and always has a knack for making the right play. While an outstanding scorer, Asa's size, versatility, and feel for the game should allow him to play multiple positions throughout his career at Clemson. Thomas led the Illinois Wolves AAU in scoring this past summer. While traveling the AAU circuit, he averaged 15 points per game, while shooting 40% from the field and 38 from three. Thomas is ranked as the 8th best player in the 23 class from the state of Illinois, and I expect to see him come off the bench backing up Jack Clark and really get a chance to grow into the college game. 6'10" sophomore Chauncey Wiggins appeared in 27 games last season, all off the Tiger bench. He averaged 2.4 points, 9 rebounds, and finished the season shooting 44% from the floor, 40% from three, and only 66% from the free throw line. Chauncey is a skilled forward with good size. He has the ability to shoot the ball, and he will continue to play and spread the floor in offense, which makes him a very versatile player. I would like to see that free throw percentage come up though. Sophomore 6'7" forward RJ Godfrey appeared in 33 games last season, including 1 start against NC State. He averaged 3.2 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 0.3 of an assist per game. He shot 59% from the floor and 33 from three. He has top-notch physique at 6'7". He's the son of a former NFL linebacker, and like his dad, he's a powerful athlete. He controls horizontal space well and is quick off the floor vertically. He wants to attack the basket and finish, but he's also adept at creating scoring opportunities for his teammates. He shoots the three-point shot with somewhat of a mechanical release. It's good enough to keep the defense honest and spread the floor, but it could use some polish. He handles the ball with composure and sees the court very well. He has a feel for developing the pass and can accurately develop it. Defensively, he can guard all 5 positions and is a highly capable rebounder. I assume he'll come off the bench behind Jack Clark and Ian Shefflin. Junior 6'7" forward Ian Shefflin appeared in 34 games and made 22 starts last season. He averaged 5.5 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 1.9 assists. while shooting 51% from the field and 33% from three. He's not afraid to put his body on the line. Ian is a smart player, and he's an excellent passer. I'd expect him to retain a starting spot this year. At 6'10", graduate Bas Leite transfers in from UNC Greensboro. He was second on his team in both points per game with 9.5 and rebounds with 6 this past season. With the departure of backup center Ben Middlebrooks, who transferred to NC State this offseason, Clemson was in need of reserve big man, and it looks like Bass will be serviceable in that role. And finally, there's walk-on 6'7" junior Daniel Nassif, who appeared in 7 games and played 10 minutes last season. He also scored his first career basket in a win over Richmond, which was assisted by his brother, Jack, who was on the team last year. Now, there wasn't a more consequential loss in college basketball last season than Clemson's shocking loss to Louisville. That game most likely single-handedly kept them out of the NCAA tournament, and it wasted an all-league senior campaign for forward Hunter Tyson, who led the team in scoring and rebounding. He's gone now, along with double-digit scoring guard Brevin Galloway, among others. But for next season, with the projected starting 5 of Chase Hunter, Joe Girard III, Jack Clark, Ian Shefflin, and PJ Hall, this team looks to contend. There's a lot of shooting on this Tigers roster, and the offensive potential next season is through the roof. While there are defensive concerns, Clemson is more than capable of just winning a bunch of shootouts and getting the wins it needs to make the big dance in 2024. I could see this team finishing within the top 7 of the ACC. At the top, I see Duke, Miami, and Carolina, and then I see a group with Clemson, NC State, Pitt, and UVA, who could finish really in any order there. And if the conference does really well, that whole group could see themselves dancing at March. This projects to be a very good team, especially with PJ Hall at the helm. And I think Clemson fans have a real reason to be excited.